What you're looking at here is the top 250 leaderboard on Warzone. Not Modern Warfare 3, because I can't be asked going onto Xbox or a different PC client, or the Xbox PC version of Call of Duty just to play it. So we're just going to use Warzone for an example. But this is the top 250 leaderboard on Call of Duty Warzone. You might be asking, but why? These are the most legit players. And well, yes, this could be true. Most of these top 250 players could be legit. However, quite a lot of players do cheat to get to top 250. And I don't think Activision are really doing fuck all about it, because these cheats are so advanced. It's not even funny. It's not even a joke anymore. Like, these cheats are so advanced. Let me show you an example. Now, here we are in this example of right here of someone blatantly using wall hacks in Warzone. Now, of course, I'll be blurring out the person who made this video because I don't think they deserve any attention whatsoever at all. However, it is very clear that they are using wall hacks to cheat in ranked. Very clear, very blatant. Complete disregard, and it just shows how crap the anti-cheat is. Let me find a better example. Here's another example right here. Again, I'm blurring out the person who made it because they don't deserve any attention whatsoever. They are basically, the video speaks for itself. Wall hacking completely and using full-on aimbot. Complete disregard for the entire, basically making a mockery of the anti-cheat. Very clearly making an incomplete mockery of the anti-cheat. And it just goes back to my point. This just goes back to my point that Ricochet is not doing its job, is what I'm trying to say. Right, here we are on Activision's support page for Ricochet anti-cheat. So I'd rather just read through it. So I'd rather just go through it. It's apparently meant to be a mul. So what is So it's apparently meant to be Ricochet anti-cheat is an intensive, multi-phase approach to combat cheating, facing new server-side tool with monitor analytics to identify cheating, enchant investigation processes to stamp out cheaters, updates, and strengthening around security and more. That's what Ricochet anti-cheat is meant to do. It is meant to stomp out any cheating and combat it. However, quite a lot of the cheat providers are so advanced that they're basically just bypassing Ricochet's anti-cheat. It's basically bypassing it. It's basically just bypassing the whole anti-cheat as a whole. Basically making a complete fucking mockery out of it. It's just, what's the point of playing ranked when there's just no point playing it? There is no point playing ranked if this is the kind of shit you're going to run into. Just cheaters all the time. Now, no, you're not going to say run into every cheater in every ranked game. Alright, that's not what's happening. Not only on top of the fact with high intense skill-based matchmaking, which, again, I'm going to say it, it's never going to go. I'll probably do a video about skill-based matchmaking, or SBMO, or however you fucking call it, these people call it these days. I'll probably do a video on that. That's a topic for another day. But it's meant to be a kernel level anti-cheat, which is meant to be working. Give me a minute. Which is meant to be booting at this level, at the C drive kernel level boot drive. However, it could be working at this kind of level. It could be because I have basically all my games stored on here. But yeah, they just make a complete mockery out the fucking anti-cheat. It's just not helpful. It clearly doesn't work. What I do think there should be changes to the anti-cheat. Before Black Ops 6's launch, and going throughout Black Ops 6's lifecycle, what Ricochet needs to do on PC is that it needs to be booting up upon booting. It needs to start up upon booting up Windows, regardless of what version of Call of Duty you're running, whether it's the whether it's PC on Xbox, whether it's the PC Xbox version, Steam or Battle.net, regardless what versions you have installed. I should be able to see it in this tray here. And even if I close it, I shouldn't be able to boot up 3 of those versions of Call of Duty. Another thing that Activision needs to do, and for God's sake, Activision is a billion-dollar corporation. Don't know the exact amount, I'll Google it later. But there needs to be they need to start cracking down on anti-cheats. Start cracking down on cheat providers, I mean. That's what you need to do. Because we can't keep going on with this forever. There needs to come to a point where you need to crack down on cheat providers. Send them a cease and desist. And if they're not going to fucking listen to you, and if you have to do it, take them to court. That's not always going to work all the time, but there is no other. People will probably come up with better suggestions than me. But those are the only things that I can keep at the top of my head. Ricochet needs to launch upon booting up Windows, and you cannot launch Call of Duty without Ricochet if you close Ricochet. Alright, it needs to be running in the background constantly. And I know it's gonna sound bad. And you might be thinking, doesn't Valorant's Vanguard anti-cheat do that? Yes, that does do that. So maybe take a approach of Vanguard, or maybe implement either easy anti-cheat. Completely right. Here's a better approach. Completely get rid of Ricochet. Completely get rid of it across the board, and implement either easy anti-cheat or Battle Eye. They're not that hard to implement. Well, they shouldn't be. Either easy anti-cheat, which is what Fortnite and other Fortnite, Rocket League, and probably Fall Guys use. Those are the 3 games I can name, for example, but there's probably loads that use easy anti-cheat. Or Battle Eye. Use any of those. And then we can see who is playing the game legit. And who isn't. And maybe it'll even catch some professional players who've been doing this for years. Probably since 2019 or however long. Or however long. Maybe it'll catch them out and we'll see which pro player is legit and which isn't. Then we will know for sure who are the legit players and who aren't. And another thing that Activision need to get rid of is to get rid of the fucking shadow ban system. Like, the shadow ban system doesn't work. What it's doing is just putting cheaters into a shadow ban system. They can just simply either continue playing or go on a new account. It's no problem, and there needs to be strict punishments in place. There needs to be a way to combat cheaters who are spoofing their hardware to make sure that they can't launch the game at all across the board, regardless if they're cheating, or they are using an unlock tool, which, by the way, is cheating. So don't start debating with me that an unlock tool isn't cheating where it 100% is. Let me know what you think.